Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech, and in this video we'll be taking a look at a new spec mining coin called Vkax, Vkax, I don't know. Anyways, it's a new coin. It doesn't have very many exchanges available to it right now, but we'll get into profitability later. Right now, the algorithm that it's utilizing is called Mike, of all things, which is a ghostwriter algorithm, kind of using some difficulty smoothing going on back there. It's actually a fork of Dash Coin that uses masternodes and other technology to secure its blockchain or network. I'll have everything linked down in the description. Right now, the block rewards are around 10,000 Vkax or Vkax, whatever you want to call it, with 2,250 going to the masternode owners, which I think there's only like 4 or 5 right now, and another 6,750 going to the miners, and then an additional 1,000 going to like proposals, budgets, and so on. There's going to be some adjustments as the project continues to move forward to those rewards. Check that out in the white paper. I'll have it linked down in the description below, as well as a possibility for future updates like mobile device mining, which we'll just have to wait and see. Because this is a new project, there's not a lot of activity on it just yet. There's not a lot of exchanges that support it just yet. But basically, we can look at the GitHub. There's a few commits, but nothing too extravagant. Something that we'll just have to wait and see. And of course, when we go to miningpoolstats.stream, there's only 4 pools that support it right now, and everybody and their mom is on one pool, which is bad. As miners, we always want to keep the network decentralized, so I would ask that we spread our wealth. But of course, I'm also disobeying my own words because I am also on RPlant, so I do want to move. And it actually looks like mining for people actually pays you to mine. I'm not sure. I've never seen a negative percentage, but it says negative 10% PPLNS. So I wonder if they pay you to mine on their pool. But yeah, we need to kind of keep this network decentralized. It's not as big of a deal because this coin is so new, so fresh. It's less likely to be attacked as well. Any reason to do it. But RPlant, the pool that I mentioned that everybody's on, does have a number of tools available to us. Obviously, with a new coin, we need to go get a wallet. And if we go to this website, click the coin over here on the left-hand side and click connect, we got all our links there to their main website, which we just saw, to their wallet, which we'll go over in just a moment, Bitcoin Talk, the Block Explorer, and of course their Discord, and then the miners that we need because it is available to be mined on the CPU and GPU. So well-rigged multi-miner for AMD and Nvidia GPUs, and then CPU miner opt for obviously your CPU, whether it's Intel or Ryzen. Now Ryzen's are strong. It's Ghostwriter, right? Basically a variant of Ghostwriter. So Ryzen CPUs like my 5900X performing really, really well. To get the wallet, you click this link. It takes us to the wallet page. You get the distribution or the one that's best for your system. You click it, you download it, and then you extract it. Now the wallet looks pretty much just like everything else. All these other full node wallets that we're all used to. Of course, you need to let the wallet sync up, but while you're waiting, you can go to receive. You can give it a quick name, like I already have test in here, but I'm gonna go test 2. I hit request payment. A little window should pop up, and you copy your address. Copy address, boom. So hang on to that, keep that handy, and then we can go to the setup section in RPlant, which is under connect, same thing. And obviously, we're going to have to get the miners, so we can click the CPU miner or wild rig miner, which takes us to its respective pages. Get the latest version for whichever one you need. If you need both, just grab both, depending on your system. And of course, we could fill out everything right here. So it says choose miner. We could choose, CPU miner or wild rig, whichever one. Windows operating system. The servers are Europe, Asia Pacific, America. Put in your wallet address, give it a name, and then you can choose solo or not solo. Now, solo mining is very obvious to me, but may not be for everybody. Long story short, usually with newer coins, if you got the hash rate or the hash power, you get a number of rigs or CPUs, right? You can go ahead and solo mine that particular coin. But as the network difficulty increases, because the net hash increases and more people get on the network, then obviously solo mining becomes unprofitable. You want to go back to party mining. But right now, I am solo mining, and we'll go over that in just a minute. But here you can see it has everything we need, so we can literally copy that. However, from my system, because I'm on a Ryzen, I don't want CPU miner -sse2 .exe. I want to change that. So I have everything just like every other miner. You extract the files to a folder wherever you want it. I have everything extracted. Now CPU miner does have this particular coin already in here, so you can choose the default, edit, and then you want to change this information. So again, we can copy this right off of this RPlant website. We can go to it and we can paste it right here. And the only thing that I want to do is I'm going to change this to Ryzen. You can see if we go back to this folder and CPU miner at the top, there's different versions, right? So AVX 512, AVX 2, Ryzen, same thing that you used to with, you know, say for example, other cryptocurrencies that run on Ghostwriter. But we just want to switch that out for Ryzen and .exe and make sure the algorithm's mic, make sure we got our pool address, make sure we got our wallet address, and then in the password field, for me, I added M equals solo, but you don't have to do that. You can just party mine and stack as much of this crypto as possible. Just remember, solo mining, if you got the hash rate, go for it. Because as a new coin, you probably can get away with it, but it may not be as profitable if you only have like, you know, one CPU, like a Sandy Bridge 2500K. Just keep that in mind. So anyways, that's how you set up the batch file. It's very simple. Same thing for WildRig. I already have it pre-set up. Now, WildRig, the default files does not come with this particular coin already preset, but you can go ahead and grab a different coin. You hit edit, and obviously you need to change the algorithm to mic. You need to change the URL. You need to add your address and then update the password to, you know, if whether or not you're solo mining or not. And then make sure when you do use these default files, I don't like to save over the existing. What I like to do is hit save as, and then make sure to change the save as type from .txt, because otherwise it would just be a notepad, to all files, and make sure to add, you know, say for example, we're going to do, you know, test Vkax or Vax .bat. You want to save it as a batch file, save, and then when you double click it, it would actually run that window instead of just opening a text document. So WildRig CPU miner is already up and running. I've been actually testing this for quite some time, and what I got here, let me show you some of the profits just on the RTX 2070 and the Ryzen 5900X. Basically, you can see over here for the GPU, the RTX 2070, I was getting around 775 hashes, right? So there's hashes, kilohashes, mega hashes. The CPU doing really well, the Ryzen 5900X, was only getting about 1.6 hashes, and I say only, and that's because the way I got my CPU set up is that I'm using 16 threads instead of all 24 threads, because I want to use my computer. You know, I got other stuff I want to do. But anyways, with that, with these two right here, I did some math yesterday, and I was averaging around, let's say, 8 to 10,000 coins every 24 hours. And I looked at the profitability, and it was actually really good. However, when I looked at the profitability today, it was quite down. But bear with me. We'll get to that in a moment. You know, you got everything set up on Hive. If you need to pause it, pause it. Here's some of the numbers that I'm getting now. I could be doing some better tuning of these overclocks on these GPUs. For example, for this type of algorithm, because it's Ghostwriter, basically it's more core intensive, but memory does help. So maybe applying your Kapow overclock, your X16R overclock, your Ghostwriter or other algorithm that's related to Ghostwriter, apply that overclock to this, and you'll be just fine. Right now, I left everything as stock except for the 2080, and you can see, you know, 3080 is 1.3 gigahash, or excuse me, kilohash, and that varies, right, because the algorithm changes. And if I actually pull up one of these pictures here, what I mean by that is, for example, in WildRig Miner, you can see it where it might use BMW scan, Kikek, CN fast. So that changes, and depending on what it is, that will make your hash rate spike up or make your hash rate drop down. But here's some of the numbers for the 3080, 2080, 1080 Ti, 3070, 3060 Ti, so on and so forth. Even the RTX A2000, if you want to know, pause it, check it out. For AMD, here's what I'm getting right now. Of course, the same overclocks that I normally use have been applied. I could zero it out, but I'm trying to minimize power draw. And you can see the 6600 XT is really sipping on some power at 43 watts. I could extend it a little bit and increase the core. That'll probably get me a little bit more hash. So there's still some fine tuning that I need to do, but here's just some base numbers that you can look at. And then again, another Nvidia rig, but the 3060 is in here. A 1066 gig is in here. It's only getting the 326 hashes. So not a lot, sipping on some power, not pulling a lot of power through the PDU. So I definitely could boost it up. With the 2070 on this system, with the Ryzen 5900X, I'm actually doing pretty good. And it's not pulling that much power. I can leave those two on there and put my other rigs back on Ethereum, because the profitability is where it changes. Now, if you want to find this particular exchange, it is in mining pool stats at the bottom. You see the exchange Trade Moro. Moro. I'm sorry, I suck at pronunciations. But when you click that link, it gives you some type of security warning from time to time. But if you Google it and look it up, you can find it. And here are the two different things. Now, again, profitability is jumping all over the place because there's not much volume on this particular coin. So right now, let's say with just a 2070 and the Ryzen 5900X, let's say I'm making 8,000 of this token a day. That's 18.97 Doge. And if I look that up on a calculator of some type, that's $1.35. That's a little bit more than what I would make, you know, say, for example, Nice Hash mining Monero on my CPU or mining whatever coin on my RTX 2070. It's a little bit more than what I would be making there. Let's look at Litecoin real quick. Let's say I keep it at market. And right now it's at 300. I don't know if that's called sats. I don't think that's called sats. But let's say 8,000 again. And that is not much Litecoin, 0.02, which is about right here. And look at that, 0.02, Chris. So $1.20. So right around $1.35 to $1.30 right now with my RTX 2070 and my Ryzen 5900X. So it's a little bit more than what I would be making separately. But the problem is that this market can take a little dump because somebody's selling, taking profits, and then the profitability goes out the window. That's what the whole thing about spec mining. It's about figuring out, you know, if you get a bunch of this token, you get a bag, one day it blows up, it does really well, you know, you could make some pretty decent profits. But the biggest concern is the project going to survive? Right now, looking at the website and looking at the various parameters, right, I always check CoinMarketCap, which this coin is not listed on, CoinGecko, which this coin is not listed on yet. I check the exchanges, which there's not many on. I check the GitHub. The website doesn't draw me too much. Plus, there's a lot of typos and mispronunciations in this particular one. GitHub doesn't show a lot of commits. So there's a lot of things that don't really attract me to it. But spec mining is a chance for users, especially users with lesser hardware, to get a bag, get a decent amount of the said cryptocurrency, and then if it does pump, you could then dump and get some good profits. On average, with my 3 mining rigs, my GPU mining rigs, I'm making over 100,000 coins a day. I am solo mining, and you know, honestly, party mining would probably be better for me. But I just wanted to see, like, I found a block in like about 2.5 hours solo mining with around, what is it? Right now, I think I'm around 25. Yeah, I'm in the top of the miners. Yeah, 25 kilohash is where I'm at with my 3 GPU rigs. What you see here, Nvidia, AMD, and Nvidia. So, you know, my daily earnings is in the hundreds of thousands. But if we go and look at, you know, say, for example, LTC value-wise, that's 0.285, which is not a lot compared to, you know, mining Ethereum directly. That's only $16 for those 3 rigs. And then if we look at Doge and put in the same amount, let's say 100, I think it's actually more like 120,000, to be honest. If everything settles down, that's 354, let's say 355 Doge. Yeah, that's still $25. So it's still below Ethereum, and it really depends on the market conditions. Whether or not you should mine it, I hope you use the data in this video, help you make a decision. But I always enjoy spec mining, primarily because I always want to test out a new algorithm. It is a variant of Ghostwriter. It's a fork of Dash. It's got some different parameters in it to help smooth out difficulty. So I just wanted to test it out. I just wanted to play around with it. But that is a short, sweet summary that wasn't short at all of this particular cryptocurrency, what it's about, what algorithm it is, what I've been seeing, what the hash rates are for my GPUs, and what is the profitability. But that's going to do it for today's video. Please do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button. Don't forget to get subscribed, hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out links in the description that will support the channel and what we do here, like the dogeroar.com, where you can get some sweet SerpentX merch and much more. Besides that, you have a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.